and we are teaching generations to just sit there and wait and hope and pray for opportunity, as opposed to creating it. Welcome to Totally Unacceptable. This is the show where we shine a light on the behaviors in the workplace that should never be tolerated, and the ones within ourselves that we shouldn't accept either. I'm Ed Clementi, and I spent 2 decades at Morgan Stanley rising through the ranks from executive assistant to managing director, seeing the best and the worst of leadership up close. And here's what I learned. Leadership is the greatest opportunity we will all have to make an impact. But that impact can be for better or for worse. And this show, it's about making sure it's for the better. So let's get into it. Today, we're going to dive in to a topic I touched on in one of my recent Firestarter newsletter articles. The title of that article was "The Only Job Security You'll Ever Really Have." And for those of you that are not subscribed to the Firestarter article, what are you waiting for? I've written 85 articles at this point every Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and they are just a collection of 3 to 5 minute reads. So definitely check it out and subscribe if you haven't already. But today, we're going to talk about the paradigm that we have created for ourselves that is, I believe, so dangerous a place to be right now in particular. There's a big lie that we've all been sold around security, livelihood. Go to school, get good grades, get into a good college, get a degree, hopefully get a good, stable job, and you will have a good, happy, fulfilling life. That formula has been repeated for decades. Except today, that formula is broken. We've placed all our security and livelihood in the hands of someone else. That is the lie. You see, before this formula, security worked totally different. Once upon a time, before the college marketing machine and corporate ladders, your survival was your responsibility. Your responsibility. What do I mean by that? Well, before there were thousands and thousands of companies for us to all get funneled into and hope and pray we get chosen, people had to survive with their 2 hands. People had to survive with a skill of their own. You baked, you built homes, you repaired wagons, you painted, you fished, you sang, you farmed. You figured out what you were good at and what was needed out there in the world, where you could bring value and you could get paid for that value so that you could feed your family, so that you could build a life, all based on the value you as an individual could bring to the world that no one could take away from you. You made your way with your own 2 hands. Your skills were your safety net and your value was visible. Your future depended on your contribution to the community. No resume, no layoffs, no waiting for someone to tell you that your work mattered. Your job security was you. Then society scaled. And somewhere along the way, we convinced ourselves that it was safer to hand that security to someone else, to hand that power to someone else, which leads us to the new reality and all the fear that comes with that new reality. Layoffs, automation, artificial intelligence, entire departments deleted overnight. One leadership shift and your mortgage, your insurance, your identity is all of a sudden at risk. I hear it all the time. If I lose my job, I will lose everything. We have traded our independence for an illusion of stability, and that is totally unacceptable. So how did we get here? It's a system built on dependencies. We forgot the value we held in our own hands, our own mind, our own talent. And we are teaching generations to just sit there and wait and hope and pray for opportunity, as opposed to creating it. So what's the true cost of all of that? Well, we end up silencing ambition, we bury creativity, and we fear the very thing that built our civilization, self-reliance. And this fear, it follows us home, our relationships, our families. It infects our confidence and our parenting, and it traps us well below where we could be. This is not what our ancestors worked for. This is not what we are built for. The truth that you must listen to. Security will not come from some brand on your shirt, from some salary that someone granted you, or a pat on the back for a good job or a job well done. Security comes from your ability to produce value in any environment, through any change. That is the modern version of hunting and gathering and building and crafting, surviving and contributing, the real inheritance of humanity. We need a mindset shift, going from, I hope they'll keep me, to they should hope they keep me. From, if I lose this job, I'm screwed, to, if I lose this job, I will build, I will create. What's next? Self-belief, that is the original skill set. We just need to reclaim it, people. We just need to reclaim it. It hurts my heart to see and feel and hear how many people are living in fear because they've given their own power away. The belief in themselves, self-reliance. There's a few non-negotiables that we need to take back control of. Number one, you have to find, understand, and know your value. Go back, way back, and know your story. Where you started, what you've been through, the lessons you've had to learn, the things you overcame, the successes you've had, the achievements, the ups, the downs, everything. Know your story. That story will uncover very important triumphs that will highlight your strengths, your contributions, your value, your unique value. Know your value. Don't wait for other people to tell you your value. Don't wait for the performance review. You have to know your value. You have to go in deep, know and understand your story, uncover those value points, and own them. Your value should not be assigned to you. You deliver the value. You decide the value. Number two, you have to build for adaptability. The one constant, the guaranteed constant is things will change, and things are changing big time right now. Artificial intelligence is here. It's not coming. It is here, and it will take jobs away. But it's going to take the jobs away that are task related. But it's going to level up the jobs that are around decision making and courage and leadership. And there's going to be great opportunity there. Companies are going to be much more efficient. They are going to make much more money, and those big leadership positions will be there for you to take. You have to be adaptable. And and please don't be one of those folks that say, AI, I hate what it's doing. I hate that it's here. No, embrace it. It can help you. It can help you multiply. Don't be left behind here, because AI is here and it can help you. You have to be adaptable. You have to have an ability and a willingness to evolve. But I cannot underscore enough the importance of understanding your story and knowing your value. That is going to be the foundation that feeds your self-belief. Let me tell you a quick story. For those of you that have been following along with me and you follow me, you know I've had a really long and wonderful career in financial services, starting as an executive assistant, getting to managing director in just 9.5 years. And I made the decision about 1.5 years ago to step away from that world and take all the lessons learned from starting at the very bottom, breaking through the glass ceilings, managing through politics, delivering value and impact in a way that got me seen and promoted and paid, and then being put in a position to lead other people and develop new leaders and multiply my impact. And I made a decision that I wanted to step away from that world and prove to myself and prove to my children that I could be a creator of something, build something on my own that was delivering value to the world, that was taking all my experience and bottling it up to help other people feel the things and achieve the things that I felt. Because I believe happiness comes from knowing and having a purpose and getting up every day, delivering aligned with that purpose, making an impact aligned with that purpose. That is what lights that fire, that inspired fire. That's what this mission I'm on is all about. So when I made that decision, people thought I was absolutely bonkers, crazy. How could you leave such a senior and prosperous career People couldn't believe, they could not believe it. Hell, there were moments I couldn't believe it. But I want to tell you something that I think is so relevant to this conversation that we are having today. When I communicated that I was going to make this move, instead of hearing things like, wow, that's great, Ed. What a courageous move. Wishing you the best of luck. Most of the reaction was absolute fear. Fear-mongering. What am I going to do? What if it doesn't work out? And these words were actually said to me. What are you going to do? Do you have something? No, I don't. Well, what are you going to do? Create Ed Clementi Corp? To which I responded, maybe I will. And the response was, but then you're just going to be betting on yourself. And that was the moment, folks. That was the moment that I knew this is what I had to do. 100%. It was clear as day in that moment because I had to bet on myself. I had to show and prove to myself and to my children that we control our destinies. And if I wasn't courageous enough to leave that safety net, to leave that security and bet on myself, become self-reliant, build something from scratch on my own, then what was I doing? Giving up my ability to secure my and my family's future. I was giving up my ability. I was putting all that control in other people's hands. And any day I could wake up and a decision is made and my life, my family's life is altered. We need to start taking back control. We need to remember that we have abilities. We have value. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to go out and create something of their own. That would be wonderful, just to show yourself that you brought something new to the world or something enhanced or something better. But it doesn't have to be. But what we all have to do is know and understand and believe in ourselves enough that if something changes, we will be okay. Because we have the ability to deliver value one way or the other. And not go home if we happen to be in a position to lose a job and pray that someone else sees our value. We have to stop pretending that working for some company is job security. Things change on a dime. Job security doesn't exist. The only job security you'll ever have, and again, go back and read that article, comes from within you. Stop giving that power away. We have come from a long line of builders and creators and survivors and leaders. You are not at the mercy of some corporation, and you never were. You were just schooled to believe that's the case. So was I. Remember, you are the security. You are the value. You are the asset. Handing that away is totally unacceptable. Until next time.